The minute you think you need money, okay, to pick up a phone that you paid for money with and back in 2019 and go on YouTube and load it. You just need a library card. You could actually go down to the library, have a library card, have the phone that you paid money for, but you don't need to continue. Please like, subscribe, and smash that. It helps me teach you how to not be an idiot for money even more, right? I'm watching Little Mind Pelican, this one kiddo's podcast with this award-winning book writing, the red pill physicist guy, Hoffman, I think his name is. And you're sitting there going, have you read Blaise Pascal? I mean, I know it's dotted by the people that killed him, the Vatican, and I understand that. But have you read the Bible, where Jesus sits there and explains to the Romans, God's omniscient, omnipotent. You're only the cinder of your own perception of the universe, is what he says all through the New Testament, right? So they don't have this, humility. Okay. We don't have a mathematical thing to contain infinity. Pascal, right? Pascal's basic mathematics before Newton, before Isaac Newton, okay? By reading the Gospels, because he simply adored the Gospels, because he mathematically was humble and understood them, right? So he didn't read the Quran. When the Vatican secretly commissioned him and said, here, write those. And then before the wager, when he sits there and attacks Muhammad and attacks Abraham, when you do this, you're attacking eternity of the faith of these two men are of a similar spirit. Okay, they have the same faith as Jesus and David, right? So he attacks, and then the next day he tries to go to sleep. He gets up the next day, and then he gives you the wager. He says it's folly to argue with people over their perception of truth. You just have to have faith that truth is real and cannot be contained by the arrogance and the limited perception of a manipulative, excessive, compulsive human being. All right, so he gives you the wager. Okay, he's gorgeous. And even with the Vatican screwing up what he wrote, it's still gorgeous. When Professor Barnes explained it to us, because I was pissed when I read Muhammad, when he attacked Muhammad, I said, this guy's an Islamophobe and an anti-Semite. I was pissed. Because he was commissioned to tear down the other two religions and scientifically validate Christianity, Jesus, right? And you can't take the creation of God and eliminate two, so only one is left standing alive and right? So the only way to validate the creation of God is to understand the natural laws. I was walking down checking the mail, and about laws and natural laws. And what you have to do is understand that when you have faith in infinite glory and you understand eternity, you understand what is required of you to obey natural laws. Now, if you go on contrast to try to tear it down and build it all over again and play God, you're going to fuck it all up. In the year 3510, okay. So when you have to prove everything scientifically and mathematically, you put everything at risk to prove that you're right and then find out you're wrong and then, it's too late. Damn, it's the Superman cartoon. We're going to send Kal-El off to planet Earth, right? And so, and they're connected. So their propaganda and their perceptions and their egotistical, it's black holes. You don't have to go visit a black hole in space. All you have to do is just listen to an award-winning scientist or a successful televangelist preacher talk. Okay? No, seriously. I was shooting hoops and get family in the head. It's like, no, selfish people. Listening to selfish people talk. I don't like to talk to selfish people because I don't want to listen to them talk. Right? Selfish people, my candidate, my country, my God, my world, my heaven, my life, my. It's a my pie, right? Unselfish people, have faith in God, love one another, appreciate the natural laws provided for us to love one another and sustain life through obeying laws and loving the truth of the obedience to the laws so we can all love one another and live together in peace. No, my God will beat your God. Your God's not my God. Oh, go away. I don't like to talk to selfish people because one, they don't listen because it's all about them. And two, who wants to fucking hear them talk? Apparently other selfish people that want to make money off of being selfish, right? Son of a bitch, right? There we go. And son of a bastard. Yes, sir. Takes two to tango. No, we can clone now. Oh, they can son of a bitch or son of a bastard without having to fuck. I don't know if that's going to help. Is it? Can you genetically engineer yourself to make yourself more sexually attractive? You know, eh? And as I look at things now, I'm looking at the thing. They show this thing with because they know I find Megan Thee Stallion attractive, and they do the Family Feud thing, standing next to Steve Harvey, and I'm like, oh, she's cute. Yeah, maybe they enhance the pictures a bit. I think it's just because I haven't had sex in 15 years. Because of our business partners, they're a bunch of jealous, selfish perverts. And, it's like a starving man. I haven't had ice cream in 15 years. I'd really like some ice cream. I think that's more or less it. Is that I like ice cream more and better and appreciate it more and better than most men with a penis. And then they tried to rot my genitalia off because my penis actually is a gift to women, but just one that's faithful because I'm faithful. But tender love and care. So, it really is. No, your penis is a gift to women when you are faithful to the natural laws of love through holy covenants. Yes, it's God's gift to women. No, just that one. Yeah. And that's like I used to tell the girls in the service all the time. I could be the greatest lover in the whole world, and if only one woman knew about it, that would be perfectly all right with me. Jesus is just all right with me. Jesus is just all right. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm thinking about my father-in-law, Peter Fabre. He'd tell me this all the time. He'd sit there and go, all those born-again Christians, they have that point where they tell you that they were saved by Jesus. And it's always that's why they believe. And me, I tell them I was saved when he was crucified. And it's, well, yeah, you're right, because if he hadn't been crucified, there wouldn't be the light of truth. We'd have the Roman Empire we'd have Thor, Loki, Zeus, Apollo, and all that bullshit still. And they'd be arguing, no, we're right, you're wrong. And then we'd have philosophy and mythology. Son of a bitch, we suck again, right? So Jesus is a light on eternal truth of infinite glory, and you're not God, and you're the center of your universe, but that's as far as it goes. And there you go, right? It's a really big show tonight. Really big. Here's the South African artist Miriam Makeba singing Pata Pata. Oh, cool! I like that. That's part of the center of my universe. Right on. Anybody else? Oh, it's Pata Pata time. Oh, Pata Pata. Anybody else love Pata Pata? I know Oprah Winfrey's like, yes, 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 and pie and Pata Pata. That's the center of our universe today, right? So if you hung out with Oprah Winfrey, part of that center of that universe would be Pata Pata time and pie. And I was like, that ain't too bad. That's pretty good. As long as she doesn't talk about the center of her universe and we have to kill everybody that doesn't like Pata Pata and pie, I'm okay. Sure. But when you talk to people and you get people to understand, like the ref who kicked me out of the East junior high game, right? I was a Mexican playing basketball in Wyoming in the 1980s. He called a foul on me that was bogus. I explained it to him, and he wasn't going to tee me out until I said, help a brother out. And then how dare you think that, a Mexican in 1980 Wyoming, 1980s Wyoming knows what it's like to be a black man in 1980s. Well, okay. Listen, motherfucker. I think it might be even harder to be a Mexican in 1980s Wyoming than a black man who acts like an Uncle Tom. Well, because that's a good nigger. That one, he needs to go back to Mexico. Help a brother out? No, you Uncle Tom ass, sorry ass motherfucker. I'm going to go. Yeah. I didn't fuss him out and say that because I didn't want to hurt my team, but it was like the only chance we had to come back and win was me, and he just threw me out the game. So if I said, you Uncle Tom ass motherfucker, it wouldn't have mattered. I'm going to take the league again. Good, do it. Sorry ass, you Uncle Tom, you Oreo wannabe, sorry ass, you Professor Hendricks, you Essence magazine publisher bitch, Fuck out my face. Pissed me off. He had the audacity to think he had the market cornered on abuse because he was black. Okay? I mean, Bobby Joe Hill know what it's like. David, Big Daddy Latin know what it like. Willie Cager knew what it was like. To go out there on the court and Earl Lloyd. I'd just love to go out there and have them not pull my shirt and step on my shoes and have nail. I used to sit there with the fine white rancher children of good values and good ownership of the land that own Wyoming and walk up to the refs and sit there and say, look, it's like I'm playing with my sisters. All the skin on my arms was ripped off from their fingernails. And he'd be talking to the Natrona coach and they would both laugh. I was like, you think it's funny that his players play like my sisters? Okay, joke's on you. Well, because, Dick Cheney lives here and he's filming everything for the Pentagon. And then there's that one guy that lived here in town that talked to Danny. You can tell your boy Parsons we could run him over in the parking lot of Best Buy. I know it'd be if it never exists. And he goes, this guy has pictures in his house of him with Nixon and Kissinger. I'm like, wow, he has pictures of himself with Goebbels and Hitler. But Kissinger was a Jew. So was Caiaphas and Herod. What's your point? They're God's chosen people. Do you trust Caiaphas and Herod? Because I sure fucking don't. We're judged by what? Our deed. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm a Mexican that played basketball in the 1980s in Wyoming. You want to know about Glory Road? I can tell you everything about Glory Road. Okay, do you understand? And the cheerleaders thought I was cute. Well, because I was. I was Cruz. I was really cute. I looked like out of a cross between Freddie Prinze Jr. and Ralph Macchio with Tom Selleck's smile. Okay, so the girls, I didn't realize I was as cute as I was because I wasn't vain, but a lot of girls liked me. Like Dina Williams told me, you're dumb. It's like, okay. Okay, Dina, how many do like me? And no, I really, ni da mía, no quiero saber. I knew like Maria Miscus, I could tell liked me and I liked her, but I never asked her out because I didn't think her family would allow it. Just like what happened when I dated Peggy Pettis and her family and Benny Fielder and all the black guys weren't having it. Black bitches. Yeah, the black bitches weren't having it. Thanks, Marley Moore. Love you too. Me and Marley Garner. We used to get into it philosophically, and Marley comes, she's going to beat you up. I said, I think we'll get along great. I think, and she would get mad because I would sit there and say, no, it's okay to have a little bit of verb. It helps keep people calm and helps so they won't get arrested or abused. And she did not like marijuana. It's like, but you can take your drugs and drink your beer, but she can't smoke her marijuana. So basically, I was Leroy to her mom if I had hung out and we had been Marley, I'd be, no, leave her alone. Let her do her thing. So she's doing my thing would just be, no, these girls are using you and you need to get one that won't ruse you and won't take advantage of your protective nature and then won't stress you out and keep you sick and get you sick. You take on too much responsibility trying to protect selfish people from themselves and you can't do that, Marley Moore. Trust me. I know. And you do. They think we have an overdeveloped sense of honor. They told me that at Fort Huachuca. He's on a moral high horse and he has an overdeveloped sense of honor. It's like you have no honor. You spy on everybody to manipulate people with money through your technology. And then you say, explain physics to us one more fucking time, asshole. Are you sure that's the way physics works? The moment you believe money is real and you use technology to manipulate people with it, you're automatically in contrast of the laws to sustain our lives through the infinite essence, the source of our existence. Yahweh. Okay. I love you guys. People want to talk. There it is. I say, okay, I'll buy it. I'll go listen to it. But I'm like, I'm not particularly impressed with his book and I'm not going to read it. Just live the Lord's Prayer and then you don't have to sell a book to justify your existence to egomaniacs. It's really not that hard. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? That Pascal, don't you love him? Well, if you want to talk to Pascal, you're going to have to talk to me. You can't read the book. The Vatican's full of shit. Okay, guys, I love you.